mixed martial arts fighter Lewis-Parry takes us through the precise training required in the build-up to a fight.
The main sports incorporated in mixed martial arts are kickboxing, boxing, wrestling, and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Those are pretty much the main components, but it doesn't mean that's the only thing that will identify you as a mixed martial artist.
Lewis-Parry is the current Dynamite MMA heavyweight champion. Alongside his coach Danny Brennan, Lewis-Parry trains incredibly hard to ensure he makes the most of his impressive natural attributes.
With Chai, he's naturally very athletic, and he's obviously gifted with being so tall and rangy.
I'm a heavyweight fighter, I'm in the heavyweight division. That's the biggest bracket of divisions. I think maybe the only downside is at heavyweight, any punch, any kick, it could be the end of it because we all hit hard. We're all big guys.
We train a little bit different than a lot of people. We kind of focus a lot on the fine details. We keep everything very simple. A lot of people want to do very flashy stuff straight away, but we just keep it very, very basics and just do the basics till we're sick of it. And then when he's sick of doing the basics, we do it a lot more until he's doing it in his sleep. And then you've got that in the toolbox. You don't need to ever think about it because it's subconscious then. And then you move on to the next technique after that.
Training from mixed martial arts is difficult. It's a lot more difficult than if it was a boxer or a kickboxer because you only have that one thing to focus on. You have to allocate the appropriate time for wrestling, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but you find a nice balance. I'm a striker guy. I grew up watching boxing, so I'm kind of sold on the whole striking aspect. I prefer low kicks because they're quicker. I can get my foot out and straight back and I'm in a stance to continue. There's only so many ways you can throw a kick, but it's the application that matters. So in MMA, you have the fear of being taken down. That's a possibility. If I throw a kick too high and my opponent is able to read it, you can catch it and wrestle me to the ground. Understanding boxing is something that I think is important. You've got to be good with your hands, but the most important thing about boxing is your footwork, your movement. With MMA, I have to watch out for somebody else's footwork because they may be just trying to close distance to take me down. And that's not where I want to be. I want to stay standing. When you see boxers fight MMA guys, they tend to get wrestled really easily because they're upright. They're very upright. Their feet are a lot closer together, where MMA has a much wider stance to prepare for that initial shoot. Throws are particularly good from a standing position. You know, if you're in a position where you can lower your center of gravity and your opponent is very tall, very upright, then you can use that against them. But most of the time I'm fighting smaller guys and they'll look to close the distance and hip toss or inside trip to take me to the ground because that's where my range is no longer a factor within the fight. So I don't particularly use throws too much because my game is keeping a distance. I don't have to be close to you if I can reach you from over here. That's kind of my game, and it always has been, and I think that pretty much is the game plan for most tall people.
Yeah, nice.
The idea of a submission is a way of defeating your opponent. So if you're not able to beat them with strikes, then you can beat them with a submission where you manipulate a joint or you are causing your opponent to pass out. When I'm training, as long as I believe I'm doing as much as I can, I go into a fight happy.
This December, Lewis-Parry will take on Brandon Vera for the ONE Championship title in Manila, an opportunity to reach the top of the MMA circuit.
You have to tailor the way that you approach an opponent differently. Every opponent's different. It is almost like a design. Within the fight, if something's not working and I haven't figured that out for myself, then at the first opportunity, Danny would let me know. He'd say, okay, that's not working. Why are you still doing it?
I'm confident. I have 100% confidence in him. Brandon Vera is a dangerous opponent. He's very well-rounded. He's got a lot of holes in his game, but even if he's preparing for Chai, I don't see what holes he's going to exploit on Chai, really. I think Chai is going to be too much for him.